ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Twisted Koi. No, I haven't got hold of the camera today because I can only just get a bit of movement out of that hand, and I could sort of close my hand that one, but I can't lift this arm up past this bit here, so you'll have to stay on the tripod. And you, two urban doctors, I see you. Go over and check the guy's channel out. He's got some cracking fish there. Anyway, what are we up to today? Well, I did absolutely fuck all yesterday, and it drove me nuts because I know that there's shit that needs to be done. But at the same time, I've had a load of bits sent down by Pa, which one is going to aid me on a few things, and it has to help me out as well because I've got another pot of clover leaf to go in, and because I'm stood right by the edge of the pond, the fish all think they're going to get fed. So we'll go back to them in a minute. But what I am just going to pop around with today is I'm going to encase this here 1,565 litres an hour power head. I'm going to enclose that in that with a base, with the mind that I can then zip tie some fine mesh around that. Pipe will come out the top, and the reason for that is so that that can go into the IBC tank for when the fry arrives. And it's not gonna be long, so I want to get this hooked up as soon as possible so I can get the main one turned off, and I can chuck some chicken manure pellets in there and get some extra rotifiers in there, because there's no doubt there's fucking bloodworm and that in there already, but if I can promote more, then all the better. So hope you enjoyed the selection of New Forest Koi. You're going to see a lot more of that this year. Oh yes indeedy. But as you saw just then, the main kiddies are doing absolutely grand. So let me spin you around a second. So yeah, main kiddies are doing absolutely splendid, and I will turn the skimmer off and give them a bit of food in a minute. Giveaway bush is all ready to go. Slurp a cup of tea. Oh, without the slurp. So yeah, this is the one we're gonna, and as fucking hate that tree, the fucking catkins drive me nuts. I've already fished out 5 or 6 out of here. But look, and I know I've got to make a lid for the Vortex brushes and this one. The other plants seem to be growing well. The cordata, the grass, that was the grass from one of the baskets in the main pond. I think that one there is a bit of calla lily, but as you can see down here and here, the calla lily's starting to come back. This one's already starting to grow, and this one's got a lot of growth on it, and we've also got a bit of cordata in there as well. So once that truly kicks off, and you can see a nice flow coming off of there, because the main pump for this one is 3,600 litres an hour. So we're going to be halving that. So to all intents and purposes, you know, it's going to be a trickle out of there, but that's what we want. So I can then isolate the bottom completely, so the tank just runs pump fed all the way up. I have tested this, and it does put a flow in there. It's not a big flow, but I don't want a big flow in there right from the start anyway. And then amongst the bits that Pa sent down, there was a nice little air pump, so I'll sort that out. And what I will also do is I will probably connect them to the top, but I'll put a couple of my sponge bubbler filters in there as well. Don't know why, just feel like doing it. I've got them there, so why not use them? So yeah, these are looking absolutely splendid. I have got to get the sorghum out because she's got a few ray scales. I'm not fucking happy about it, but at the moment, the way my hands and that are, I'm not even going to attempt to try and lift her. So, yeah. But on that note, my meds should be arriving tomorrow. So once I get my injection back inside me, the flare-up should stop and I should be able to crack on with everything else I want to get on with. These ones over here in the tow side tank, they've all settled in lovely. So there's the Ginrin Sorghum at the back. He shower, Goshki, what was a Shisui. Yeah, there's a couple of the Weird and Wonderfuls that came from New Forest the other day. So the metallic Achiever has started changing already. There's the metallic Matsukao. Really am intrigued on how these ones are going to grow. And my Kinkabuto. But we'll give them a week or so. We'll give them a scrape, and then we can get the littler ones moved over. Oh, they're all over there in the back wall, look, mooching around. But yeah, there's a couple of the others there. That's got to be done today. I might as well do the easy pod at the same time. Did save me doing it tomorrow. Got can of expanding foam. We go in here. Can of expanding foam. Can of expanding foam will be going down the back there and behind there to fill in round the bottom just to start insulating that. In the bits that Pa sent down is one of these de-icer heater things. So what I think I'm going to do is take a little bit of pressure off of the heater that's over there. I might actually connect this one up and drop it down the centre pipe of the bio bin, which is, either way, it's full of water anyway, and I think it will just take the edge off of the strain, because it's only 100, I think it's 150 watts, so you know, it's not big in that scale of things. But I haven't quite finished me lagging yet, because like I say, I haven't been able to use my hands. These are doing really well in here. We're sitting at 17.7 degrees now. But yeah, they're doing well, so I'm happy with that. Like I say, I'll change the temperature gauge. I mean, we're just shy of 18 degrees, and I need to get a few bits to make that lid a little bit better. Sorry, you've got a side of my head then. Yeah, I've got to make these lids a little bit better, and then I can take it up. The preferred temperature is 24 to 26, and I swear by that, I really do. And I've got to say a big thank you to my man Will from Will's Koi. Go over and check him out. Let's get Will to 100 subscribers, guys. I mean, the man is a scholar. I won't show you the tree that he sent just at the minute, because that is look, fucking catkins again. Look, fucking fish and food. Fucking things are a pain in the arse. I wouldn't mind, but she don't do fuck all with her garden. You know what I mean? I've seen tidier fucking pikeys. But anyway, digression aside, I'm gonna... You're running. Sorry. No. If I drop this down, Give me 2 seconds. Doling out any type of powder medication. The twisting way. We get a little one of these mixing debris. You put it in your cordless drill. Oh, talking about cordless tools, something else I was talking about with someone as well. But, digression aside, again. I'll put the water in afterwards. We get our blanket we'd answer. We know we're going to put the whole pot in, but we do it a bit at a time. Scoop. And then what we do is we put some in the bottom of the bucket. You'll grab a bucket full of water and use. Come with me. Oh, come with me to the rolling sea. Simples. And then we spread. Then it's just a case. I wonder if I can see that from here. Can you see? Case of rinse and repeat. Wing, wing. And for all those that are left-handed, we can go the other way. And then, again, we spray. And that's just about half a pot. So I'm going to get on with this and I'll pick you back up a bit later. Well, I've been pottering around and I've been thinking, yes, I know that must have fucking hurt. But in the interest and the mindset of keeping it simple, what I've decided to do is I've decided to bin the idea of putting some perspex on the bottom. I've got the old a mesh in here that I was going to be using, and I've got enough here to do me 3 or 4. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this across the bottom, gather it all up round the top, pull it tight, zip tie the motherfucker, job done. At least that way then I can lift it out, I can hang it over the edge to where I do my cleaning for my brushes, run the hose over it, bang it back in. Also, on the old subject of the old cleaning of the brushes and stuff, this sort of thing, I was chatting, who was I chatting to the other day? I was chatting to Ads from Adskoi because I needed his help with the old auto feeder. But digression aside, yeah, I was saying about the fact that if you want to save water and save any bio that is in that mechanical filtration, that is anyone out there that are using multi-bays and the such like, try one of the new types of cordless pressure washers. Oh yes, it works an absolute treat. My dad bought me one last year, and literally it's got its own little mesh filter and everything on the end. You drop the pipe in your tank of water, your pond, whatever, pull your brushes out, you can pressure wash the shit out of them then, and not worry about killing the bio because you're using pond water to clean it. Oh. So yeah, hope that helps some people out there, and it also helps me not get my hands bloody wet either. Well, as little as possible, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, spin you round. So what I've done is I've got an aquatic plant pot, and I zip tied it all in that side there, one to make it nice and tight, and you know, yes you know, I did another one there to stop it from dropping through. So what we'll do is if we flop that on the floor like that, oh, we're going to get loads out of this, look. We flop it down there like that, and then we gather all this up to the centre, zip tie it, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and that should stop me fry from going up into the filter, because there's not going to be a massive pull on that anyway, which is, I don't want a massive pull to go on it, period, especially when you're dealing with unselected 2 to 3 week old fry, because they can be a bit fragile, which is why the old growing of unselected 2 to 3 week old fry is something I would recommend for someone who is versed in keeping fry to start with, because otherwise you're going to open yourself out to a world of hurt. Trust me. If you want to go and get some fry to grow on as a first timer, I personally would recommend 6 to 8 week fry and upwards. They are a little bit more hardier. They're still just as much work, but they are a little bit hardier, and they've already been weaned onto like crumb and pellet food, so therefore it lessens the amount of time you've got to feed the little well. But yeah, when you're dealing with the 2 week old, 2 to 3 week old unselected fry, you're looking at brine shrimp hatcheries and whatnot, and there's no way I could afford to make one of them hatcheries. The Ricky's got a new forest. I mean, fuck me, talk about super size. And the amount it costs to fill that up in one go, and that'll last him 2 or 3 days. So it don't last long, which is why I'm going to be pre-seeding the tank, just so that I can get some natural normal life in there, whether it be mosquito fly larvae and daphnia and everything else that grows in there. That can only benefit the fry right from the get-go. And if you give them the best you can, well then you're going to have good results. So on that note, I'm going to cut this up and get it strung round, and then bang it in there, and we'll go from there.
The next day.
Well, howdy doodle, cupcakes, and good Friday afternoon. And you, Dave's Fish Emporium, I can see you. Go over and check Dave out, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and tell him the Twisted One sent ya. How are we, folks? I didn't get much, well, I didn't get any fucking recording done after yesterday, because by the time I got tidied up, I'd realised, oh bollocks, it's the live in 5 minutes. So yeah, didn't manage to get much more done. Like I say, the multi-bay itself is running on the small power head pump that I put in yesterday. Let me get you back a bit. That I put in yesterday, and it's got quite a nice little flow on it. But what I plan to do now is the two exit pump, the air pump that the old man sent up. Well, I'm going to try and rig that up to a couple of my bubble bio filters in there as well, even if I have to screw them to the side of the fucking wall. Why? Because I've got them, and if I'm going to oxygenate the water, I might as well make use of that oxygen and give it a little bit of extra bio as well. There's no chance of the fry being sucked up because they're on sponges, and the suck on it isn't going to be that great because of the type of air pump it is, but it'll be enough to oxygenate the water as well as a bit of extra bio as well. And when fry start to grow, they need that extra bio, trust me. Anyway, before we go any further, I have got to say a very, very big thank you to John and Jill from Wayside Koi. Talk about knock me on my arse, because I really didn't expect this. I truly didn't. But yeah, our John and Jill from Wayside Koi, I think you'll find they've got themselves some machines, because truly blown away. I mean, they wrote me a lovely letter congratulating me on the 2,000 subs. Thank you very much, guys. The generosity of people just blows my mind and humbles you at the same time. It's crazy. But anyway, let me show you what I've been sent. 2 wicked mugs. A Twisted Koi mug, and on it is Howdy Doodle cupcakes with a cupcake. I mean, that is fucking awesome. I love it. I really do. Opened that one, and yeah, I was fucking over the moon. And then Susan opened the other box. Now this one again, there's a Twisted Koi logo. But on the back, the sneaky bastards has got my chubby face on it. I mean, absolutely fucking phenomenal. So guys, go over and check out Wayside Koi. If you don't know them, I mean, John's the one that does everything and Jill's just the batshit crazy one. But to top it all off, like the mugs, it wasn't enough. Look at this. How about that? Let's see if I can yep. See if I can do that. Look at that, guys. So Jill and John. No. Yeah, you knocked it out of the park, guys. Truly have. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, guys, you've got to go over and check out Jill and John. No doubt they're going to be putting up a little shop or something. But yeah. And I know everyone's doing the mugs and everything. Giving every mugs around, but I will be having mugs done, and there will be mugs given out to people very soon. But what I'm going to do is, after I've spoken with Jill and John and someone else, is I'm going to get a couple of special ones made up, and they will be purely for giveaways. So then, if you were lucky to win on the giveaway, you can actually say then that you've got a unique Twisted Koi mug. And talking about the giveaways, I am literally just waiting for one more delivery, and then we're going to put it out there, because there is, for people in the UK, as long as you are willing to come to Twisted Towers to collect, yeah, there is four prizes that will need to be collected from Twisted Towers and 2 that can be posted to the UK. And then to all my overseas subscribers and viewers, and I know there's a lot of viewers out there that aren't subscribed to me. I think there's about 39% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed. So get on and hit that subscribe button. And that's the only time I'm going to say it in this video. And I probably won't say it again for fucking months, but here we go. What was I saying? Yes, and for the overseas subscribers and viewers, doesn't matter where you are overseas, there will be 3 prizes. So yeah, just waiting for one more delivery and we will get that one knocked out there. We'll give it a couple of weeks and then we'll do a live draw, because I think I know exactly the way I want the draw done, but we'll come to that when I do the video when the last delivery arrives. So, project for today, you spin you around. These are looking absolutely splendid at the moment, and as you can see the water's cleared up quite well after the old blanket weed treatment, so hopefully the last of it will disappear for the time being. As I say, all these want to do at the moment is fucking, look, all they want to do is fucking eat. Alright. Yeah, and my big Betty. But yeah, they'll get some food in a minute. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to put 2 of these in here. I'll probably put them in the corners, I think. I'll either put them in the corners or as close to that back ledge as possible, so there's only a little bit of airline. But I'm going to get them in there. But I'm going to give the brushes and the jack mat a bloody good clean, and then I will top it back up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread a couple of handfuls of that around the bottom of there, so we can get, I know there's algae in there already and I know it's green, but the algae needs to be of a certain type to get the daphnia and stuff to actually bloom. And when they bloom in a big style. See big clouds of them. That's what I want prior to putting the fry in, because then that will give me a few days grace while I get myself set up with the brine shrimp, because there's no point in me setting up a brine shrimp hatchery now. There's no point in hatching a brine shrimp hatchery now, because within 24 hours they'll be hatched, and I've got, oh fuck, look at them grey hairs, oh my word, fucking choo-choos. I digress. Oh, I was doing fine until I hit 50. Now look at them, they're coming out in a fucking vengeance. Won't be long, I'll be greyer than fucking Gaz. Well, that's no one can get greyer than Gaz. But yeah, I want to get. There's no point, because I've got nothing to feed them to, because the ones in the growing on tank, they're too big for that really, and the ones in the toast tank exactly the same. So it's better to have the vessel of water ready with a lot of natural food for when they come. That way it gives me that little bit of leeway with the brine shrimp and everything else. Don't get me wrong, I have got decapsulated brine shrimp which I soak in water, but a lot of the thing with feed and fry is they actually go for movement. So for the decapsulated brine shrimp to actually be effectively eaten by the fry, it needs to be kept going. So you need some kind of air source in there to keep it moving while the fish are darting about, snapping them up, which is why you'll find koi farms, Ricky, like we showed on the last video, you know, they get fed bloody great jugful 4 times a day, you know, and you'll find that is because it's the movement thing, and it's a size for them to eat and digest as well. But if you don't feed them enough, that's when you start to get your cannibalism, because they're seeing another fry darting in front of them and they're thinking, I'm hungry, so they'll fucking eat it, and that's why you end up with fins missing and everything else. And this is why I say raising small fry, it's not as easy as people think, you know. It is very time consuming, both in what you put into it and what you have to do with it, because you've got the constant water changes, the constant filter cleaning, and yes, I might be running that big multi-bay, but it will still need at least a once a week clean. So, you know what I mean, it's still not easy in that respect, but it's the constant feeding, monitoring and everything else. But that aside, that's what we're doing over there. All these in here have settled in great. There's the one of the weird and wonderfuls. But yep, I did chuck some blanket weed treatment in there, and it seems to be going back slightly. We've got a big dreadlock there that I've got to pull out. I think that'll be stuck to the fucking airline. But you can see that. But they're doing alright. These in here are now up to 20 degrees. And they're doing absolutely grandiose. Eating like good water piggies should. So you never know. If I can find the other debris, the selfie stick, we'll see if we can go underwater with them later. But yeah, the foam did a good chunk of what I wanted it to do. See where it's round there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to blank this area off for when I fill in the back there, so I can still get to me slide valve. And I'll put a piece of wood going across at a diagonal across there, because I don't want expanded foam sticking to the fucking easy pod. I don't want it sticking to this, but I don't want it sticking to the easy pod. I think the only other way around that is to literally take it out, wrap a layer of bubble wrap around it, and then I could fucking expand and foam the whole lot. And because there's not a bit of wood in sight, it won't rot then either. So that's the plan. I don't know if we had any squeeze down the bottom or not. Yeah. Good chunk down there, but I'll get that whole area there, we'll get that filled with expanding foam, and then if we've got the bubble wrap on there, I could put a board here to blanket off to tidy it up, put a bit of bubble wrap around the board so the expanding foam don't stick to the board, and then once it's finished swelling, take the board away, and then that's that section insulated, and then it's just a case of getting a couple more layers around that. I don't have to worry about this pipe because that's waste pipe. The rest of the 4-inch pipe is in the ground anyway, so that's insulated thermally. And then I've got inch polystyrene all the way around the walls and the floor on the inside, and then when it can be afforded, there'll be battens and inch polystyrene put on the walls on this side as well, ready for a moisture board or something to go on it for tiling. But that's a long way away. Still not supple enough to get the last of the lagging done, but I am able to take my injection this evening. Why haven't I taken it as soon as it walked through the door? Well, as soon as it comes through the door, one, I've got to let it warm up because it's kept in the fridge and delivered by a refrigeration truck. And two, when I take it, I've got to lay down for a good hour or two because otherwise I'm all over the place. So yeah, I wanted to get this video finished and I wanted to get the air pump done at least before I started feeling like hammered shit, before I can start feeling better again. But yes, we are on the way. And believe it or not, fucking hell, it almost put me on my arse as well. I finally got a face-to-face appointment with a doctor. First one that I've had managed to get in almost 2 fucking years. Crazy. Anyway, I'm digressing again. Turn the skimmer off. Shut that one. Turn that one off. These want fucking food. No doubt they want food as well. Look, they know. As soon as the skimmer goes off. Look. I can get the Sorogoi out so I can have a look at those scales in the next couple of days as well, because that's pissing me off, the fact that I haven't been able to get her out. Tell you what, that Makashi does nothing but fucking eat. There you go, Simon, up North Koi Pond. The Hoshkin shower is doing really well. I've got real high hopes for that this season, and the Easter shower. Maybe the end of this season, the fucking soon we might start coming back. Hey baby, my Betty. Oh, did someone say Tancho Goshki? Can't wait for that to start putting on some body. That's the Tancho Goshki that I was bought for my birthday. That's Susan and Jordan. I'll get Lumpy out as well when I get the Sorogoi out, because she's stressing over something. But there was a question asked on last night's live about plants in the pond. The way I combat it is, you can get these Blagden infinity ponds. They're made out of rattan and they've got a liner in them. When you get these plastic pockets that come in them that you can clip on the sides and they just hang there. So what I've done is I've got some of them, and if you look very carefully, I'm going to have to take it off of here for a second. If you look very carefully, you can see a bit of 22mm push fit overflow pipe or waste pipe or whatever you want to call it. And what I've got is I've got 290, so you go come down, hit a 90, come across, hit a 90, and then you've got another bit in there right at the front there. And then what I did is I put a little hole in here, put a hole in there, and I zip tied round it, and I did that all the way round, and I did that on both sides, so that for 2 reasons. One, it keeps the pot rigid, and 2, it stops it from moving, because even with the fact that my water line is down a little bit, because the water line usually sits just over the top of the edge of the pot, which means they can't get into the gravel that's in here, but they do get into the bugs and critters that are living in there and reproducing. So that's why when you see on some of my videos the Makashi started it, the Harawaki does it, so does, oh no, the Deutsch Jaguar is with Dino now, but that used to do it as well. And they literally used to breach out of the water into the grass there and come back out. And yeah, what they were doing, they were eating all the bugs and critters that are colonising in there. And the lilies, they're literally in a framework that I made out of push fit, and then the green shade netting that you put over the top of the pergola, wrapped it in that, zip tied it all in place, put some gravel in the bottom, put my lilies in, put some gravel on the top, and then what you've got is just got that little letterbox opening at the top, which gives the lily leaves a chance to come out, but the little buggers can't get in there to them. So the only chance of eating anything they get is when, right at the start of the season, they beat their shit out of my starter leaves, but they also then beat the shit out of the roots that come through the mesh. So it's a win-win in that situation, because you get your lily pad, plus they eat off the roots. You get the extra filtration that comes with the lilies and the plants being in there as well, because they eat your nitrates and your phosphates and whatnot. What are you fucking doing, dog? Is that a cat? Or you just been a div? Huh? Get in. You weirdo. What do you want? No, you're not having any pellets. Piss off. So yeah. Fuck me, I'm still flapping my gums. Right, let me put you down and we'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, my cupcakes, that's that done. That's well. All I've got to do now is open up the box and connect the air pump to the junction in there, because that'll be running alongside the water pump anyway. So when I turn the water pump off, it'll just turn that off as well. No biggie. But while I'm here, I've got these bits hung out across the front of the turtle tank, and tell you what, I am blown away. I truly am. Check these out properly now. So yeah, my first ever Twisted Koi t-shirt, and they've made me a couple of mugs, bless them, and I love them. I think they're awesome. Howdy doodle cupcakes. So yeah, that aside, let's open you out. Tidied up a bit in here. They look straight over, look. Fatties, isn't ya? Proper water piggies. Proper water piggies. And out over here, I've put an extra brace in just to get that bow out of the lid so that it maintains a better heat. Air pumps in are chugging away on full, but what I do, so I can take the extension lead away, I'm going to put that into that waterproof box there, so when I turn the pump off, it turned them off at the same time. But then when we open her up, as you can see, we have got movement in there, so it won't take long before that matures up. And I say both of them are, the media is moving in them, so that's good enough for me. It's oxygenating the tank at the same time. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So yeah, that is pretty much the crux of it for today, because I'm not going to attempt sorting the heater out in the bio bin until I've got a couple of junction boxes. I need another junction box so I can hook the auto feeder up and then get that running well. I've turned the heater up to another degree, so that should be heating up to about 21 now. So all I've got to do now is get a few straight bars and connect them to the plastic to stop the bow, and that will be what I'm thinking is the aluminium bar that I've got to propping up the lid. Is I've got another couple of them somewhere. If I put one in the middle, it will pull it flat. Can you see what I mean? And then you won't get all these different gaps. And there's one of Will's trees. And like I say, absolutely fucking chuffed to bits for you, Will. Absolutely. We got him to 100 subscribers last night. Chuffed to bits, really am. See, just goes to show what a good community we have. Right, give them a squish of food. Oh yeah, they're liking that. I like it a lot. Let's chuck one more sprinkle in. Hopefully the food will be arriving tomorrow. If not, they'll have to have floating food, because I'm almost out of my Takazumi Junior. I gotta admit, I do like chucking the odd handful in the main pond when they're not looking, because as you see, they decimate the food on the surface. But I do like to chuck a bit of the Takazumi Junior or the Takazumi Easy, which is the sinking food, down onto the bottom, so then they grub about on the bottom, and it shifts things about on the bottom. If you've got blanket weed and bits like that, it will help move it across the floor, because ultimately they are a bottom feeding fish. It is us that trains them to come to the surface. So yep, that's that up and running. That could be closed down now until the fry arrives. Try and maintain as much heat as possible. They're doing grando. So yeah, as always folks, I've been Twisted Koi, you lot have been great, and we will catch you on the next one.
That's all, cupcakes.